Welcome to Off-Grid Victory. So I wanted to make a video today for you guys, more kind of on my in the lines of my car videos. And so yeah, here's my four-wheel drive vehicle, my truck. And today we want to talk about these guys right here. And they're of course fuel cans. Now I actually have my generator running in the background, my Yamaha, and that takes regular gasoline. Of course, not the normal propane stuff that I run. Today is gasoline. But the reason I wanted to do that is because I was reminded of how important fuel is to store on your homestead. And so, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of videos out there in terms of, gasoline, using fuel stabilizers, how long it'll last, especially without the ethanol variety, all of that good stuff. But today I want to talk about storage. And the reason why I have all these fuel cans. And so let's go ahead and talk about that. So, I wanted to show you, first of all, this guy. This is my old Honda fuel can. They don't make them anymore. This is probably a good, let's say it's a good 18 years old. It's pretty old, but it's lasted a very long time. Now, either the same manufacturer or copycat decided to make this particular one. So this is the diesel variety, and it's the no spill. It has this push button back here, the same design here. And so yeah, these work pretty well. I would say the new construction, like this diesel can, isn't as good as the old construction, like this can. The fuel expands and contracts, especially gasoline, quite a bit. And so this particular plastic is much more rigid. Well, I would say not rigid, but thicker. And so it handles the expansion much better than this guy, which kind of is a thinner plastic. But once again, it's a pretty good fuel can. Of course, yellow for diesel, red for gasoline. And this is what I've been using these days. And this is the Raceway, BP racing variety, and this is what they use in NASCAR racing vehicles to quickly put in large amounts of fuel into a car or a truck. And so it is a straight pipe design. You can go ahead and lift this up. These are great because these air valves allow you to, you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but what it allows you to do is quickly put in all this fuel into your car. So in this particular truck, when I know that it is, it can easily take 5 gallons, what I do is just open up that, what I do is go ahead and put the entire nozzle, that gray part, into the fuel opening, and then literally open up that little air gasket right there, and it pours the entire content in very, very quickly. And you can see some of these NASCAR guys do that with this type of a setup. And so yeah, I've switched to this mostly. You can see I have diesel here. And the other reason why I also want to talk about why store this kind of volume. And so yeah, we've been to the situations where there have been gasoline shortages or diesel shortages to run your equipment. So it's good to have a number of cans anyway. But the other reason why, at least to have 20 gallons for me, is whether I'm in this truck or another truck, 20 gallons of additional fuel allows me the range I need to go to my alternative location or alternate location, or my bug out location, let's say. I have family in another state, and it easily allows me to get there. But the other reason why we have so much fuel, and I when I go on trips like that to family, I run with extra fuel, is because sometimes you can't find the right gas, or you can't find the right diesel. And definitely you may not be able to find it at a price that you are normally accustomed to. So because we live pretty rural, we get diesel fairly cheap. And so it's a lot better than if we were on the main road or the main drag. And of course on the interstate, they just gouge you on diesel, especially diesel. Gasoline not as much, but especially diesel. So it's good to be able to carry all of my diesel to the trip without having to buy the diesel from a stop, especially because these truckers have deals with these specific companies that give them major discounts on the diesel. So the diesel price at the pump specifically is a lot higher than what it is for normal guys like you and me who are just using it for passenger vehicles. So anyway, that's the other reason why I carry so much diesel, and that's what I would do on a longer trip like that. And so going back to this BP Racing canisters, here's the yellow one for diesel. What you can also buy is this guy right here, which is kind of a bend so that you don't spill as much. The straight setup like this one, it allows you really fast fueling, but the bent, if you're using less of it, you can use the bend style. And this clip comes off. It's just another gauge. And of course, each one of these, you can just take this off, these red caps, and then stick in the hose, or vice versa. I just tend to kind of move these around. I don't need hoses for everything. I just need it on one, right? And for this video purpose, I just mounted one just to show you. But yeah, this is important to have to store on your homestead, whether you're running vehicles of any sorts or even a generator. Have extra fuel and have the appropriate canisters. It's always good to have the right colors for the fuel you're using. I remember one time, I've seen people put diesel in these cans or gasoline in those cans. No, let's just go ahead and buy the appropriate canisters and use them for what they are. Especially in a stressful situation, you may forget. And it's good to always learn that, or let's say blue for kerosene, right? So that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about today. Alrighty guys, shalom.